Hello YouTube, and welcome to another video. Again, I know that I've kind of said it in another video, and then I kind of went back on that promise, but alright, so I promised you guys a consistent uploading schedule. Not recording a couple videos and then being gone for 4 or 5 days, and then record a couple videos and rinse and repeat. That's not what I want to do, okay? Like, I'm being serious and I'm being dead honest here. I do have plans for every day uploading a video. There are some videos that are already pre-recorded, so I can just upload those. That's what I've been doing over these past five days. Well, while I was hanging out with my brother, I also recorded some videos. Or I recorded videos on this phone that were set to upload on each of those days, but they never did. So that's why I've been gone for the past 5 days, because I thought that I programmed this phone to just upload those videos on the dates that I set, but they never did. But anyway, that's no excuse. But I did make a commitment whenever I made this channel, and I promised you guys a consistent uploading schedule, and that is what I will be doing. So yeah, so I just wanted to get that out of the way before going on to the topic of this video. Is just that you can expect a lot more videos, one a day. I'm going to be consistent. So the subject for this video, I kind of flipped around because I haven't really thought about it, but it kind of occurred to me that looking back on some on my most recent videos, I had one where I was super excited about my laptop, and then another one where I wanted to talk about depression. I know it's a very, very weird turn to take from one day talking about your laptop to one day talking about a serious mental illness, but today, I just wanted to share something with y'all that I didn't think to share with y'all before. And it's actually quite interesting to me. I like it a lot. And hang on, let me just grab. Oh. So here is a Wolverine shoebox. It's backwards, isn't it? Yep, it's backwards. Nope, okay. Yeah, it's a Wolverine shoebox, and well, in this shoebox, there are many comic books. For instance, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. I have a lot of Superman. Firestorm. Yeah, there's a lot more DC comics in here than Marvel. Action Comics, the old comics. Yeah, Adventures of Superman, the Adventures of Superman. Again, another Action Comics. Watchmen. Superman. So, you get the gist. There's a lot of comic books in here. And, I love comics. This collection was given to me for my birthday. 2 years ago, back in my sophomore year, actually. I kind of sort of decided, well, in my sophomore year, I joined what was a comic book club, and I actually loved it and I enjoyed it. I didn't really get an interest in comics until I actually joined that club. So during that summer, my Uncle James asked me what would I like for a birthday present, and I said comic books because I wanted to become a comic book nerd. So he was like, okay, that is totally, I can do that for you. And I was like, but how? They're super expensive. My Uncle James actually, ever since he was a little kid, he's like 35 or somewhere in that range, 35 or 40, one of those. Well, he started his own comic book collection whenever he was a young kid, like 8 or 9, and so some of his comics are really really old, and he even like bought and collected old comic books. Like I went over to his house, and he has a crap ton of comics, and he asked me, what kind of comic books would you like, and I was like, Superman, The Flash. I like a little bit of Marvel, but I don't really know that much. So yeah, mainly what he gave me was DC comics, but he gave me a couple Marvel ones, and I really really loved them. I read every single comic book in that shoebox, and I haven't really asked him for any more for a couple of years, but I think I'm gonna ask him for more soon because I want to start with my own collection. Now, what's fascinating is now some of them are a little bent, and some of them are kept in their own little like wrapping, and they're in like super fine condition, and even the damaged ones are still worth a lot of money. And like I could pull out any random comic out of that shoebox, and I could easily sell it for $100 or $200. If I really wanted it, I could sell a couple of the most expensive comic books in there and get, 5 or 4 grand for both of them. If the college that I plan on attending, if I really wanted to, not wanted to, I would never want to, but if I really needed to, I could sell these comic books, and I could sell just like 2 or 3 comic books and pay off my tuition for that year. I could literally do that. But that's not why I collect them. I collect them because they're very, very valuable, for one, and two, they're really fun to read. I love, I already talked to you guys about my love for reading books, but comic books I also love collecting and reading. And that's another hobby of mine that I did not share with you guys before, is my comic book collection. So I literally have under my bed a couple, maybe 10, maybe 20 grand in there. That's just a rough estimation. But yeah, I'm literally laying on what could be my college tuition. But, not on, but over, I guess. I don't know. But you get what I mean. But yeah, though, so I'm a comic nerd. Very big one. Like, most of the Instagram pages that I follow are comic book ones. To where if I go to my search engine, most of what appears is comic panels. So I'm always updated on like the latest comic books and their storylines and things like that, and I love it. I love it to death. I've always loved nerdy things, comic books, video games and things like that, which you guys already know about. You guys know that I'm a really huge nerd, so it probably doesn't come as a surprise to you guys that I would collect comic books. And I just thought that I would share that with y'all, because I actually enjoy that. I actually enjoy collecting comic books and things like that. And another thing about collecting comic books is you have to take really good care of them. And I do. I try my best to take care of them, because, like I said, some of the older ones can be sold for a good lump sum. So yeah, I really love comic books. My favorite superhero would have to be Barry Allen, The Flash. That's my favorite. Him and Superman, they run really really close, and I like them for different reasons. I like Superman not because he's overpowered, but because of the way he sees that power. He doesn't like the fact that he has so much power, that, you know, he could, with one footstep, destroy the planet if he really wanted to. So there's that struggle in him to, he's a god among men. And then there's Barry Allen, who is the Flash. He has so much power at his fingertips, and he has to be very, very careful, otherwise he'll mess everything up. If he takes the wrong step, forget destroying the Earth. He'll probably wreck the timeline for the 700th time in a row. But that's just my two favorite characters from the DC universe, because the stories are really, really well written. These characters are very, very relatable, in not in their powers, but in their struggles that they have with, you know, having power. And that's something that every human has. I mean, if you've ever had power over something, you know you have to be very, very careful with that power. For instance, if you have power over a community, like let's say you have an online community, you have power over what that community becomes. So you have to be very, very careful as to you have to know that if you do anything wrong, you can lead that community in the wrong direction. So it's up to you how you use your authority. And that's something that humans struggle with on a day-to-day basis. So I like that DC makes these characters and these heroes that struggle with the authority that they have, or with the power that they have. So today was just me going on a small little nerdy tangent. But like I said, you guys can look forward to more content every day. I will be recording and uploading and filling you guys in on, you know, who I am, what I am, and things like that. And so please stay tuned, and thank you guys. It's a very small milestone, but I mean, I've gotten 15 subscribers so far, and I view that as an achievement because of the lack of commitment that I have shown. I made a commitment, and I have not been following through with it, and you guys still chose to stick with me. I feel like I would have more if I would have stuck with that commitment. I think that is a huge backfire for me. You know, because that's something that I have realized about myself, and I even like talked to myself about it and talked to my parents. Don't worry, I'm not a whack job, but you know, talking about making a commitment and sticking to it, no matter what it is, whether it's going to church, whether it's making YouTube videos, whether it's doing assignments on my online thing, which I'll talk to y'all guys about in a later video, or just simply committing to just any small task. It's not that I have commitment issues. I'm fully willing to commit to a cause or to something that I really, really love. It's just that I make so many plans that I wind up forgetting, oh crap, this plan is going to get in the way of this commitment. So, but don't worry. Like I said, I'm gonna be here for a while, and I'm gonna have plenty of time to be making videos for you guys, and I will try as hard as I can to stay consistent. So please stick with me. And if you guys have any interesting collections that you have, whether it be comic books or, you know, anything, you know, even if you're a guy that collects rocks. I know that there are people out there who collect rocks for some reason, but if you have a very interesting collection that you have, why don't you, in the comments, you know, describe your collection, or what it is you collect, and, you know, does it have any value, and if it does, what kind of value does it have? Does it have sentimental value to you? Is it just something that's aesthetically pleasing to you, or do you collect, you know, valuable items like my comic books? So yeah, so just, if you want, leave a comment saying about the collections that you're proud of having. So that is all for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next video.